Welcome to Magnet Twins, a two-player puzzle game that teaches players about the power of magnetism. In Magnet Twins, one player controls Ferris, our magnet character, while the other player controls the robot Magnus, working through a unique challenge on 11 different levels to make it out of the factory. Magnet Twins was created on the Godot engine. All aspects of our game's mechanics were connected to Godot's physics body's configuration. For example, Ferris's magnetism plays with Godot's rigid body gravitational physics to attract metallic blocks, allowing for a magnetic field.
For our visuals, we used a program called Piscal to make pixel-based designs that fit our game more accurately. We used it to make our characters, tile map, and other objects.
We also made the sound of the elevator dinging by ourselves. We started by hitting a pot, and then speeding it up to get the bell's sharp timbre. We tuned the tone of the bell by increasing the pitch. Over the course of creating this game, we utilized GDScript, a beginner-friendly programming language designed specifically for creating games in Godot. These scripts in GDScript determine the behavior and functions of each thing we wish to implement. For both designing and creating our game, we started with no experience, learning along the way as we went through each step of the video game process. Using proper teamwork, communication, and craftsmanship, we were able to have Magnet Twins be fully functional and ready before the deadline.
Magnet Twins begins at the main menu. In this menu, you have the option to begin the game or go to the settings window. Inside the settings window, you can alter your brightness and volume, as well as see the controls. Once you start the game, you will be greeted with a cutscene. This screen is a new change that has been added since States and describes the story of how Magnus and Ferris ended up inside of the factory. Once the scene is finished, the first level loading screen will play. In between every level, a loading screen like this one will show the user both the upcoming level as well as a true fun fact about magnetism, helping our player to learn new things as they go. Just like the amount of levels that we have, there are in total 11 loading screens, each showcasing a different fun fact about magnetism.
Level 1 is our tutorial level. Here, the players learn the basic controls of magnetism, using Ferris to create a small metal platform for Magnus to get to the first elevator.
Level 2 is where the true challenge starts to begin. On this level, Ferris must use the metallic platform to create a floating island Magnus can jump into, helping him to not fall into the void.
On level 3, Magnus must parkour through a vast cliff-like area of the factory. Ferris will help Magnus to do so by placing down the platform over spots of the void, creating a bridge for Magnus to walk across.
In level 4, Magnus and Ferris are face to face with a lever, one of the simple machines. They have to drop the block on the other side of the seesaw to let Magnus on, and then lift the lever to the other side to let Magnus up to the elevator.
On level 5, Magnus must use the pulley to get to the elevator. The level begins with Magnus hopping on the left side of the pulley while Ferris drops a metallic block on the right side. This elevates Magnus up to an area where he can jump onto a floating platform. After he jumps onto the floating platform, he must click a button while Ferris activates the other button. This activates the moving platform, which Magnus must jump onto in order to reach the elevator.
We implemented 2 new levels and reworked pre-existing levels. We removed our previous last level as was too unfair. We also added quite a bit of quality of life features. We added a timer in the top left as well as a restart and options button in the top right. We also implemented coyote time with 0.3 seconds leniency, which makes Magnus's jumps more forgiving. This allows Magnus to still jump through 0.3 seconds after leaving a platform.
The magnetic physics have undergone many changes as opposed to states. To start off, the magnet system was revamped, now binding objects to Ferris when attracted. Along with this, there are systems in place to create magnetic chains of objects, just like in real life.
For Nationals, we had to create many new assets, including our new buttons and cannon.
As well as that, we also had to create a design for the edge page in the pause menu. All of these assets also used Pisco.